Hello, everyone, and welcome to NUMENERA. We are the Dice Stormers, and I'll be GMing the next part of The Mountain That Wakes. In our last episode, these unlikely heroes who had come to a town called Thessix Vale in the high mountain reaches, where they received visions of something slumbering beneath the mountain inside the machines and strange workings within the mountain itself. And from an oracle, they received visions that they needed to travel out along the trade routes and gather Numenera and other strange oddities and bring them back in the hopes that somehow they can solve the problem of this slumbering mountain waking. So these three heroes have traveled out in a giant scarab-like beetle, which has a feeding tendrils, little anemones along its bottom where it uses to absorb animal life and probably plant matter along the way. They've got a captain who's looking after the scarab's directions. And his name is Captain Serek Ven, who has a glass lung cavity, a chest cavity that is completely see-through, and you can see everything that's going on inside of him. Right. There's a caretaker that's looking after an obsidian cube that is in the rear area of the beetle, and her name is Yara of the Needle. She is covered in thin, very sharp spines all over her. The choir twins, which are sort of like the oracle from last time, they're with metal wires kind of pulling back into the walls of the scarab, and they seem to be somehow fused with the scarab and able to intuit and understand what the scarab's needs are. And you guys have come along. Your job is to basically look for goods, valuables, bring them back. There's a handy teleporter cocoon that's inside the scarab beetle, which works most of the time to send things back and forth from the town of Thessix Vale to the scarab and vice versa. And 60% of the time it works every time. So don't worry.
Sometimes things end up inside out. Is that right?
Well, I think you should test it, Ben, sometime. Just see what happens.
Yeah. Go for
Ben, are you right with Sirenscape to
Yes.
set the mood with some scaraby kind of sound effects?
Are we on the move? Are we?
Yeah, you guys have been on the move for about 2 days now. You're sort of settling into life on board.
We have a direction, right? We're going east.
You're going along the eastern trade route. That's right. Which is you're descending down the mountain on the eastern side.
To the rising sun, I believe.
To the rising sun, maybe, unless the whole planet's shifted, and who knows what's happening there. So you've been on board for about 2 days now, slowly trying to acclimatize yourself to being inside this shifting, moving, scuttling creature, and you've kind of got your sea legs now. However, sleeping in your cocoons at night that are soft, actually silken cocoons, not some weird slimy thing, and getting over the claustrophobia of crawling inside this thing, you find it actually remarkably comfortable. However, there's a drawback, and that is that you find that when you sleep, you share memories from each other.
Oh, that's cool.
And I thought maybe I gave you guys a little prep beforehand. Maybe Derek, you were the one who seemed to have the quickest on the mark for what kind of memory the others might have experienced of your character. So maybe you could quickly introduce your character and
Yeah, so my name is Argan. I had a second name too. Duffmore. Argan Duffmore. And I am a hideous glaive who constantly evolves, and his hideousness kind of takes the form of mostly his eyes that rotate around a central kind of around the pupil to focus, and that is a bit unnerving and turns people off. The rest of his body is made up of a clay-like substance that is that changes its molecular structure depending on the temperature or his mood or things like that, and it's very kind of it's shifting, and sometimes it's malleable and sometimes it's hard, and embedded in his joints are sort of crystals that he doesn't know kind of where they come from or what they're supposed to do. And he actually tore one off in the last session and handed it to one of the religious folk, and that's the memory that gets shared, because I sort of did that away from the players as this religious person was leaving, and you see me do that, and you sort of intimately feel the kind of awkward pain, kind of like tearing off a hangnail. That sort of feels good and yet it hurts, and that's the thing that gets shared in the pods sleeping at night.
That's awesome, Derek. I might even add a little bit to that part of you still remains there with the Oracle. So even though you gave it, you still have an awareness that something remains there. So there's some connection still there from the crystal. And that's quite a disturbing thing for you guys to experience, is having an awareness that spans across distance like that. Great. Johnny or Ben? Whoever's...
Johnny?
Ben's badly thinking of one. No,
I got one.
Yeah, cool.
I'm forming it more and more.
I'm playing Saskus Morel. There's a Latimore Jack who focuses 2 personalities. So Saskus is the neem, fungus that grows on the body of the Bursk Morel. And Saskus has an unfortunate trait that he gets lightheaded at the sight of blood. And so, whenever Morel is, doing his thing and hunting or fighting or whatever it might be, Saskus is kind of going along for the ride, feeling queasy.
I love it.
Unfortunate sort of aspect of this symbiotic relationship, that they have to share a body and share a consciousness like that.
That's
can
great.
Can you feel nauseous in a dream? So that we get to feel that feeling.
Yeah, I think maybe you wake feeling nauseated.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Fantastic.
Love it, Johnny. Ben?
My name's Glarion. Glarion is an optimistic nano who sees beyond. He has jet white hair, wears a long, simple robe of a wise man, and finds everything fascinating, and feels irrepressibly positive that everything's probably going to turn out well, mainly because he's actually seen it turning out well in some ineffable sense. His secret that you get to experience is that
you also have a creature that is is almost a
small mouse lives in my hair and whispers things into my ear.
And that's how you receive visions and things. Yeah.
So deep down, Glarion feels like a bit of a fraud. He often will stop someone on the street and just say something to them about, go and look under the lounge. That's where it is what you've been looking for. He has no idea what that means. And he's often it's the mouse whispering this into his head, and so he sort of suspects that really what he's doing is cold reading. He's just sort of, so he feels like a bit of a fraud. So he actually literally whitens his hair with like a cream that he puts in when he goes to sleep, to try and make his hair look whiter and more sagely, because he's actually got unnaturally beautifully brown and rich hair. And he also whitens the mouse a little bit as well, so it'll blend in. But so he really is actually in reality an extremely good person who does give all sorts of incredibly insightful prophecies, but he doesn't go out of his way to sort of seek proof that he's actually ever been right. So he sort of suspects he's actually been wrong more often than not, and just lucky when he has been right.
Love it. I love it. Maybe he'll get his confidence by the end.
Right. He has successfully guessed the gender of newborn babies more than 40% of the time. So that's obviously evidence as it is. That's right.
Wonderful.
Did he do the crystal thing?
Yeah, absolutely. It's completely guaranteed to be absolutely. I mean that brings his stats up to near on 45%. So yeah, he's incredibly accurate.
Wonderful. You also happen to share an intimacy, a bonding connection with the choir twins, which seem to be which are connected into the scarab, and so you share some of their troubles and their woes, and some of it you find quite disturbing. How they were bonded to the scarab itself is a traumatic experience that has left you waking up in a cold sweat. However, you also begin to feel that intuitive sense of how the scarab itself is feeling, and you start to at nighttime when you're in the cocoon start to feel what it feels, and right now you feel it as hungry. It seems to be much more hungry than it was the day before. And the choir twins, you sense their restlessness and their hunger based on the scarab, this beetle. I'm calling it a scarab, but you guys can actually name the creature if you'd like to.
All right.
If a name comes to you.
Don't let me name it, because I named my mouse Mousy, which isn't incredibly creative, to be frank.
Maybe it'll come to you in some prophecy or something.
Exactly.
Yeah. Let's leave it the unnamed scarab for the moment.
That's right. Yeah.
You wake up in the morning having experienced the nausea of Johnny's sight of blood, and you move down into what is, I guess you'd call, the kitchen area. It's where all the food stock is in this beetle creature, and although there isn't a kitchen sink or anything like that, they seem to have set up a rudimentary kind of cooking facilities here, and you guys are able to eat some quite nice breakfast. Fresh food is teleported in from the town, and so there is a certain sense of luxury to that. And you're sort of recovering, drinking whatever the equivalent of coffee is in the NUMENERA world, caf or stimulants, stim or something, and drinking a steaming cup of caf or stim. And when the captain kind of walks in and grabs a cup of the caf and drinks it, and you watch as the liquid goes down his throat and then past his lungs and into his stomach, where it sort of sits there, and you try not to maybe look at it too much because it's quite...
Just when the nausea was beginning to abate.
What are you talking about?
Oh no!
You still haven't got your sea legs.
Yes, it's what I see, which is the problem.
He doesn't seem to understand at all, and takes another big swig, and you watch it kind of slowly go down.
Do you guys know the history of how we discovered how the stomach works?
No.
So there was a guy who got shot in the chest, and it created a puncture wound into his stomach, and then the outside of his skin healed to the inside of his stomach. Aww. So the doctor could actually take off the bandage and peer into the stomach and watch what it did, and that's how
he'd get bits of food.
Yeah.
And he'd tie like fishing line to them and put them in, and leave them for a time, and then pull them out and see what had happened to it as it was slowly digested.
Yeah.
Over
if we had
years.
the captain there, we wouldn't have had to go through that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Wow. Man, that's
sorry
gross.
That's fantastic. I love it.
Love it.
Yes.
Yes. 18th century science.
That's right. Yes.
If somebody could look up this wonderful person's name in the comments, that would be great.
Thankfully, there's no video of it, right? Because it was too early for video.
Right.
Pre-video.
Yeah. Well, you get to experience it now, 1 billion years into the future. And he drinks and finishes his caf and goes, I've got some, well, I wouldn't say it's bad news, but I've got some news for you.
Yeah.
We've had to detour. We're still on the eastern trade route, but the scarab's getting hungry. And so we've had to come down from the mountains a little quicker than usual and down by a different route. We need to get to maybe more organic land that the scarab can feed on.
Ah, yes.
Yes, it's good. It's good to do. But it's also it's a little bit more dangerous. So
Dangerous.
I would keep your weapons nearby.
Is there anything that we can do to help find food?
Well, we're heading down, and as once the snow clears, then we've got a better chance of finding grasslands and creatures in that grassland and forests and things like that. And I think the scour will be able to feed and graze along the way. But until we can get out of the snow, I'm afraid the scarab's getting weaker.
Is there like a crow's nest or whatever, like up on the top?
Yeah, I was gonna
kind of
I love that idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a little scale that pops up out. You can climb a ladder up to the top, and you can get out the top. Yeah, I'd say let's do that. That's wonderful.
Yeah.
The bridge, I guess, is a kind of a bulbous section at the front that was sort of see through.
Yeah, so it's
right?
inside the scarab's head where the brain ought to be.
Yeah.
And you look out through the multifaceted iridescent eyes like a fly, and you're able to have a pretty good view all around the space from there. But yeah, getting up to the top, you'll have a higher vantage point for seeing.
I think in my fugue state, I might have sat up there from time to time, just taking it all in by myself.
I like that. Yeah, rugged up from the snow. I'm not sure how good fungi is with winter.
I'm pretty hairy.
Yeah.
Well, if Johnny's going high, I might go low. Is there a could I climb out on one of the limbs, or?
Yeah, so the creature moves remarkably slowly. The creature's limbs move remarkably slowly. However, it covers a great distance just due to the size of the thing. So you could definitely climb out there, and being a substance of mud, you probably could attach yourself fairly well to it.
I could skewer myself onto the tendrils and dendrites and things like that. Okay.
Yeah, maybe don't go under it where the anemones are, because that might be a little painful. Yeah.
No. Okay. Yeah. I'll try going out on the front right leg.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe staying at the joint.
Wonderful. You have climbing as a skill, Derek, I believe.
Yes, I do. I completely forgot about that. But,
would you like to make a climbing roll? Let's say it's not too difficult. I'm going to say it's just a diff of 2. So if you want to modify, you can. But it's a 6 on a d20.
Okay. Can we just talk briefly about my?
Oh, look at these things. They're glorious.
Yeah. Okay, so a difficulty of 2. Now, this would be a might roll.
Yeah, this would be. It's a dexterity-based thing, so I would say probably speed. Yeah.
Speed. I have a speed of 12. A pool of 12.
So it's whether you want to expend any speed or whether you want to just risk it for a diff 6.
A diff 6, I think I can risk that. So I got an 8.
Excellent. Okay, it's a little precarious. You've never done anything quite like this before, but you're able to sort of skewer yourself onto one of the nodules or the protuberances that come out, like spines that come out of the creature, and you sort of sit there as it slowly one leg moves, and then I think do we say it was 6-legged? Yeah, 6 legs. So yeah, as it slowly moves along. Outside, it is freezing cold. The bitter winds up in the mountains are still quite fierce, even as you're descending down towards warmer climates. Johnny, you are at the top as well. It is cold, the wind blowing across you as you stand on the top. You can see Derek bobbing as the legs, when they lift up, you can see Derek kind of stuck there as you look out. Ben, is there anything you'd like to do?
Glarian is having a fascinating conversation with the captain about to what extent the prehensile tendrils seem sort of cognizant of their searchings, or whether they are just randomly flailing in order to capture life to consume, or whether there seems to be an intent, and whether they've just displayed any sort of herding tactics when encountering things and chewing his ear off, basically.
So it takes you 3 goes to explain what you're trying to say to him, and each time you just take it down a notch until you're almost finger painting to kind of explain what's going on. But he finally gets what you mean, and he's able to. Yeah, you're doing like charades, and and he explains that there is no distinction. These things sense life, and they reach out and they pull at it. Yeah.
I shan't avail myself of close proximity then, by the sounds of that, if they're indiscriminate in their searchings.
Yes, and if I could give some advice, don't go near it.
Oh no, am I near it?
You can see so the legs are. This is on the belly of the beast, so you're on the leg, so you're quite safe where you are. Even if you fell off, you would still be well clear of that kind of area.
Can I see it happening in real time?
Well, I mean, these things are searching, but there's not a lot for them to kind of pull out from the ground as far as organic matter goes. However, what it does seem to do is it seems to draw small creatures to it, as if it's got some kind of scent or pheromone. So it's not just about what's in its path, but actually it draws things towards it. Then you yourself have felt a slight pull on your hair at times when you've gone near the interior where the actual creatures get absorbed into. If you remember that, like in the belly of the beast, there's it pulls them up and through into the inside where it digests them over 1,000 years.
Hold on now, see, hold on.
Yeah,
Good
so
grip.
you feel it, and because you experience what your mouse experiences, you have this slight cloying honey scent in the back of your nostrils.
Just ignore it. Think of England. Think of England.
Think of England. Johnny, from the top, you can see up ahead, and Derek, you can only just see the tips of this. Johnny, you've got a slightly better view where you are of further down the mountain, concealed in some ways by mist. However, at times the mist parts and reveals what looks to be a long black line stretching from one part of a mountain across to another mountain, seemingly crossing a valley. Derek, you catch like the tips of this black line, so that seems to be a 3-dimensional object of some kind. And it's as you sort of draw closer, you can see that it looks like it's some kind of black stone bridge, but it stretches. If you've ever seen some of the, what's the longest bridge in China, I think it is. It's ridiculous length of this thing. So that's sort of the scale we're talking about.
Wow.
Is there anything you want to do before? It seems to be you're headed towards that.
We can fit under it, presumably.
Well, as you get closer, the scale of it is incredible. Is surprising. Like it seems to be. You could have many lanes of traffic along this thing, but it seems to be heading towards that bridge.
Oh, we're heading towards, like, we're going to cross the bridge.
Sorry. Yeah.
I thought we were going to go under it. Okay.
Well, you may be. You're headed towards it currently.
Are we going towards that bridge, Captain?
Yes. Yes. That's the. Sorry, give me a second. That's the Widow's Span. It crosses over to another mountain and then drops sharply down, in getting us into warmer climates. But it's mostly cliff faces along here, so we wouldn't be able to get down. I mean, the beetle could probably burrow, but it would take a long time.
Yes.
As you get closer, the scale of this is the enormity of it, and the fact that this thing doesn't seem to have any support structures from it. It just seems to stretch out like a road going across to the other side of the mountain. So there's no pillars or pylons. There's no tension wires or anything like that keeping this thing up. It seems to just float above everything.
Am I able to see over the side of the bridge yet, or are we getting there?
As you draw closer towards it, you can see that although the mist is quite thick lower down in the valley area, you can see large creatures shifting amongst the mist, and the scale of these creatures is absolutely enormous. They seem to just move in and out of the mist in strange shapes. Johnny, you can hear a little better because the sound of the legs isn't getting in the way. That there are like moaning sounds and animalistic sounds coming from deeper in the valley.
Wow.
As you draw closer, you can see that the pathway is lined with black pylons that sort of go on either side of you as you scuttle towards the bridge itself. And
are there any other creatures using the bridge?
Funny you should say that. As you draw closer, passing through these pylons, you can see sitting in the center of the right where the bridge starts, there is a floating disc of some kind where a corpulent creature, some kind of lizard-like creature, is sitting on a lavish, think Jabba's palace, kind of that kind of luxurious floating disc, surrounded by what looks to be a group of attendants. Floating around the disc are eyeballs, 4 of them that seem to be about the size of a soccer ball. And it sits there oblivious to the cold that's going on around it, and is sort of waiting for you there. The captain looks over towards you. Oh, I don't like the look of this. I didn't think we'd come across them this quickly.
So you're familiar with what they are? Do pray tell. Inform me.
The Argus Syndicate. ARGUS. But
what do they do?
Well,
charge a toll or something?
Yes, a toll of sorts. They control the trade routes. But I thought coming this direction, maybe we could have got around them. They usually patrol the main eastern trade route, and this is a little off the beaten track.
And what talesman will they demand of us to allow our passage through?
Oh, it changes depending on their whim. Is there anything you guys want to do as you start to draw up on this disc?
I think I might climb down to the foot of the creature.
You kind of mold yourself down as it... As you're, Derek, as you're descending, you hear a humming sound coming from the pylons around you.
Can I train my elf eyes on them and just sort of find out what's causing the sound?
Sure. A perception check. What's that? Mentor? What's that? That's usually... What is it? Might,
Intellect?
speed, and...
Intellect?
Intellect. So I think it's an intellect roll. This will be a diff, though, of... do you have any skills in Numenera study or anything like that?
No.
Okay, so this is a diff of 12, so diff 4.
I have inability in crafting, salvaging, and understanding Numenera.
Yeah, so that's a difficulty of level 5, so that's a difficulty 15.
Okay.
If you want to use any edge and intellect or anything to drop it down.
I rolled a natural one, so I'm going to say no.
You experience a piercing headache when you focus on these pylons, and
wow.
you start to lose your grip, and you feel yourself tumble off the leg as you are bringing yourself down. And thankfully, the scarab is slowing and stopping in front of this disc, and you kind of tumble onto the ground in a heap, in a pile, a mud pile, I don't know what you'd be.
Okay.
The captain obviously has stopped the scarab, and the side scale opens up, and the door sort of folds. The the ramp folds out from the side of the creature, and he starts to make his way out towards it, and suggests you guys could come too, maybe with weapons just in case.
I am a weapon.
My weapon is my mind. The keenest weapon there is.
He doesn't
Don't
look
you worry about that.
super reassured by that, and but he'll take whatever he can get.
I'll climb down and grab my battle axe on my way down.
Nice. Excellent. You, yeah, sorry, Darren?
I stand up and I kind of squish my body back into a sort of a reasonably humanoid shape, but it doesn't quite sort of go back to its original spot. And yeah, I just sort of see the other guys coming down the ramp and join them.
Yeah, definitely the eyes are the most disturbing bit for sure. I'm 100% convinced about that. Yes, definitely.
The eyes that float around sort of focus on you, one on each of you, and you see that sort of regard you. The creature up close seems to have its own eyelids sewn shut by some kind of silver threads, and as you look, the attendants themselves also have the same thing. So it seems that this is their only mode of perception. The strange lizard-like creature reaches up its hand in greeting. Welcome, travelers on the Eastern Road. I am Master Soren, and my masters bring you greetings as well.
Greetings from us, travelers to the east, world savers and explorers we are. My name is Galarian.
Galarian. He bows graciously back to you, meeting you at the same distance of a bow as you gave him.
Excellent.
Interesting.
Beside me stand Arjun, Saskus, and Morel.
Welcome, travelers. He bows to each of you, meeting you at the same extent of your bows. My masters welcome you to the Eastern Road. Might I say, what a magnificent creature you have with you.
It is great and mighty and a commodious transportation means.
Yes, it is. Immense. And from high in the mountains, if I'm not mistaken.
It was a gift from the mountain prophecies.
Oh, you are from Thessic Vale.
We are.
Yes, I've heard of oracles and strange dreams. Many whispers come along the eastern trade route.
We are on a grand...
Sorry, go ahead.
We are on a grand mission to find things to assist our home in survival and perhaps the very affording of a future for the planet itself.
Oh, yes, troubling. Yes, it is good that you are searching for such valuable items that may help. I can relate, yes, as someone who has spent all their time on the road. Yes. I wish you good fortune, and that may you find much mystery and wonder in items and gold and wealth.
We are but 2 days on our journey. May we cross this bridge?
That's the question. Of course. Yes. But where is my hospitality? Of course you may cross, and my masters only ask a small thing in return, and we will give you our blessings.
Sideways glance at my companions.
Yeah. What is this thing, you ask?
Well, it is more a gift of us to give to you. We wish to mark you with the sign of the Argus Syndicate to show that there is safe passage through these lands. And Perhaps in return you may return to us 30% of everything that you make.
We're just all dumbfounded.
Can we talk without them hearing?
One moment, please.
Please take your time. He nestles back, and you see him sip from a tube off to the side that one of the attendants brings, like a vase of some kind with weird liquid in it, and he sips comfortably in the cold.
Right. 30% is a lot, just to use a
30%. Yes, near upon a third. For one toll. Who says we won't find other tolls along the way?
Well, if we bear their mark, then the other tolls presumably will be.
Yes. That makes sense. I mean, we could promise to give 30%, and details is details, unless the mark somehow compels us through magical means.
Can we negotiate?
Who's the talker of the group?
You had the this lizard-looking creature was talking to us, but he had attendants as well.
Yeah.
What do they look?
They actually look like an assortment of different creatures. Yeah, they're all mostly humanoids, but they all look like they come from vastly different walks of life. But they're all garbed in the same kind of ceremonial clothing.
Does the captain see this? Does he have an opinion about whether this is reasonable or not?
Well, you bring him over. I don't like it. 30%. There's no way we can pay 30%.
Valerian, I suggest you try to negotiate something lower.
Lower, yes.
Yes, and we could potentially send Morel in to negotiate too.
Yes, aggressive negotiations, as they call them. Great, whatever your name was. Thank you kindly for your offer for passage through the bridge, which is something we should definitely be affording ourselves of. As to the conditions of safe passage, we would love to continue negotiations where that's a possible thing. How about a lot less than 30%? So here's a question relevant to the situation. Would there be additional tolls, or would the mark signify we'd already negotiated passage through the lands? And how extensive is the lands per se, and to what distant effect would the mark be useful?
Whoa! Very, very apt and important questions you have asked. The eastern trade route is very long, and there are all manner of dangers. However, the Syndicate has a strong presence along the path, and I can provide you with maps that may help you upon your journey. 30% is not much for this kind gift that I give.
Yes, but 5% is much less than 30%. Yes, I suggest we start there, and depending on the convenience afforded by the maps, as they demonstrate their capacity to guide us in the right direction, then perhaps we renegotiate up from 5%, given the opportunity and additional confluences of our presence together.
But then I'm going to get you to make a roll and see how your negotiating skills are. So this guy is used to dealing with traders along the route, so it's a difficult thing to do. So it's going to be a difficulty of 4. Unless you want to alter it in some way to make it easier on yourself. Perhaps you have skills or...
Yeah, so intellect is it, I suppose?
And intellect, yeah. You can bring it down. Have you got... How much edge have you got? And
my pool is 20. The edge is is how many lots of things you can spend. Is that right? So they're all just one, aren't they? Is that right?
You can only spend one at a time anyway to drop it down a level. Sorry, unless you have additional edge to be able to increase it, I believe. Do you want to bring it down by one level using your intellect?
My pool.
Then do you also have any skills that might be relevant?
I don't hardly have any skills at all.
I was wondering if I could. I'm skilled in intimidation.
Oh, they can stand at my back.
If I could loom,
We can both loom if that's useful.
Yeah.
Yes, I have one edge in intellect. That's right. If they could both loom, that would be fantastic.
That sounds great. Yeah, I'll drop it down by diff. So diff is 3.
3.
Nice.
And then
you bring it down
5.
to 2. So it's a diff of 6.
Easy. So I just have to hit 6. Okay, good. My giant flashy dice. It's not as flashy as Derek's. 15 on the die.
Nice. Oh,
Thank you.
of course the price is negotiable to bring it down. I wouldn't want to cause any undue fuss. He eyes the two of you who are sort of looming there.
Tapping battle axe.
Battle axe in hand.
Cracking mud wrists.
When he sort of says that, does at any point his gaze flit over to the columns on the side, the obsidian?
No, it seems to be ignoring the columns on the side. All eyes seem to either be on you or on the scarab.
Interesting. Okay.
We will reduce our levy to 20%. I think that is generous.
I'm afraid 5% is where we're fixed.
5%?
Yes.
5%? Well, perhaps we can do 5% with a down payment.
Ah, yes. A lump sum?
Yes. A lump sum. I will take your scarab, beetle creature, as down payment for the riches you will find upon your journey.
You do know an amusing way of approaching these negotiations to fair malleability and then to offer ridiculous, unmeetable targets.
Ridiculous.
Yes, ridiculous. We need the scarab to make our passage across the lands, and in fact across the bridge itself, and freedom to move across the bridge without the scarab would be moot. Moot, I say.
Well,
I tell you, take your 5%, boy, before I start to become less conciliatory, or at least my friends do.
he kind of laughs a little bit when you call him boy. Oh, I see your point. We do wish you to bring back riches and wonders, and the beetle will help. Perhaps I will take some occupants, then. Yes, you're right. The beetle is too much. I will just take occupants.
Uh-huh.
Allow me to enter and view what people you have within.
No.
No. I'm afraid there seems to be a consensus being met immediately, and that, I tell you what, I have, of course, offered in advance an increase in the percentage if the maps prove worthy of our attention and repeatedly applicable to situations should we find them. So I suggest in lieu of occupants, for occupants can also be useful in picking things up, utilizing skills. I suppose we could stretch. Should I stretch? I'd hate to speak out of turn here, but I suggest we do in fact stretch to 6%, and then we leave it at that with no further discussion. Let's shake on it now before I change my mind.
You are very eloquent in your words. I appreciate this. I need someone with a voice such as yours. He looks over towards Derek and Johnny and the captain. He says, I will take this one. Yes.
The music.
Yes,
Wait,
this one
who?
will suit. He points towards Ben. I have need of people with voices.
agree.
Fantastic.
Oh,
I
then
take a little bit of a
we
step back.
are
Yeah, I-
negotiating again. 20%.
I heft my battle axe into a more assertive position and slowly start walking towards him.
Oh, you are threatening me.
I maybe. Oh, I look around and I place a hand on your shoulder, Johnny, and yeah, just kind of not hold you back, but just kind of put a hand on your shoulder and just to slow you down.
Which is an incredibly disturbing experience, Johnny. As this wet, mud-like hand sinks onto your shoulder.
Yep.
Wet? It's
Sorry. Moist? No, like
just
cold?
Clammy.
Yeah. Do you stop? Do you stop advancing?
Yeah, I think I'd stop.
I whisper to you. I'm worried about the defenses here.
Yes.
Let us go and talk with Glarian again.
Yes.
We do too much
Talk.
talking.
Too much talking. Morel is itching for a fight.
Yep.
By all means, talk to each other. Work out whether this one, he gestures towards Glarian, would make a suitable offering.
If they are taking me, they only get 5%, that's for sure.
Sold.
Hang on a minute. What are they saying?
Glarian, we should offer 15.
Posh! 15? I say 7 and leave it at that. Walk back to the beetle and trample them as we go past. I say that loud enough for them to hear.
I fear that there are objects on this bridge that can harm us if we attempt violence.
Yes, well, obviously, that's the intent. They're blackmailing us, aren't they? Standover tactics and whatnot. Charging tolls like a bunch of metaphorical trolls. Trolls and tolls. That's a good rhyme. And where were we?
Say 20%, say 15%. We'll take the maps, but we won't be marked.
Yeah, I was suspicious about what marked was. That's right.
Yeah.
What do we think?
What does the captain think?
Yes.
I think
yes,
it's
yes.
inevitable we'll have to pay something.
Yeah.
But we are just transport. You are the ones who are gathering. We are here to service you. It is
Choosing
ultimately your
violence.
decision.
I mean, who's monitoring what we collect if we're teleporting it back anyway?
True. Choosing violence, I think, is unwise at this point.
Yes. I mean, usually someone might get hurt. Fascinating. There was just so little information about how important it is to make a deal here, or they're just roadside.
Yeah, these could
bandits.
just be bullies who have no power whatsoever.
To what,
They're
what
just
extent do they?
bluffing. They actually have nothing.
Yeah.
Could be.
Does this scour beetle thing have laser guns or anything like that, Captain?
It has only the offense of its mandibles. Although,
I mean,
if you were to find something to add to the beast, we could incorporate it into its shell.
Upgrades. Sounds promising. Yes.
a future problem for us to solve. Right now, this.
I say we say offer 10%, and then the moment he hesitates, put that axe through one of those eyes. Not as an attack per se, just as a toll, as a deterrent for further negotiations.
I hit his eyes with my axe.
The big floaty eyes, like that are similar to.
Oh,
Yes.
oh, okay.
Or yes. What do we think? Shall we do that? It might precipitate violence, but
It
Yes.
might precipitate violence to throw an axe.
we could declare a peace fire immediately, or in fact, while we're throwing the axe,
Sorry, I
we'll
slipped.
declare a peace fire. That's right. Yes. This isn't a war, act of war. It's just retribution.
It is my custom to attack things.
That's right. Yes. We're saying hello.
Let us not attack. Let us offer fair trade.
Excellent. Greetings, oh fine creature with the weird drinky things in the eye things. We've discussed deeply and we've come to a reasonable
My
conclusion.
name is Veilmaster Soren.
Veilmaster, sorry,
I
keep
am
forgetting.
representative of the Argus Syndicate.
I can't even remember whether to call this guy
Perhaps you
Arjun
should
or Argon.
address me properly.
Mr. Veilmaster. We are going to offer you, very generously as far as I'm concerned, I've been convinced by my friends here to offer you a grand increase in lieu of taking this body myself, for I am keen to carry on traveling with them. 10%, and that's it. Take it now, or I let this big hulking beast attack one of the eyes.
You begin by insulting me? This does not please the Syndicate. With that, you feel that humming sound from the pylons intensify, and the beetle twitches next to you. You feel that, Derek. You feel the thrumming, slight humming of a headache building
Yep.
in the crystals inside your body.
Yep.
I think I should take more if you were to insult me like this.
Did I insult him? It just came naturally.
10%.
Well,
Was it 10? What did you say? 15%?
Oh, the offers are 10%. The offers are insulting.
What was it? What did you end up with? 15%, was it?
10.
10%, yeah.
Yeah. I walk
Perhaps.
forward
Yep.
and I sort of I bow down and kind of sort of grovel on the ground and not meet his eyes and say, we are in awe of the power and the reputation of the Argus Syndicate. And we have heard tale of the Veil Masters and their wisdom. And for this we would like to offer 15%. But without being marked.
He drinks some of his liquid. 15%. A long way from 30. I will accept 15. But you will be marked. You will have one of my companions on board to make sure things are smooth. It is the mark of bond that I provide.
How does this mark become part of us?
He gestures to one of his attendants, the blind attendants, and without speaking, the attendant jumps off the floating ring onto the ground, and you see from a small, intricate little box. He opens it up, and 4 small, human-sized eyeballs float out and begin circling around this one attendant. You will take this one with you.
Hell yeah.
Sounds cool. Yeah.
I gesture him inward. I'm fascinated by him.
The attendant bows to you submissively.
Okay.
This one will tell me whether or not our bargain is true.
Whatever we negotiate to, we will honor. Absolutely.
I have negotiated 50.
This pleases me. You have free passage across the bridge, and I wish you a bountiful journey.
And the maps?
The attendant has everything. The attendant looks like they almost have nothing on them at all, like the skin and bones kind of like, yeah. And yeah, the attendant walks over towards you and sort of bows and with their head down, but the eyeballs regard you as they sort of orbit around the attendant's head.
Nice. Each eyeball.
Yeah, like ballet dancer.
Yeah.
That's right.
You feel that the pressure of the pylons diminishes, although it doesn't fully disappear. It does for you, Ben and Johnny, but not for Derek. That you still feel a slight pressure that you first sensed when you were there. So these things are obviously still active. But the floating ring moves back, and Soren bows to you. Safe journey. We'll be in touch.
Fantastic.
We'll always be in touch.
I climb up the leg again and resume my spot on the leg.
I love it.
You're a fascinating fellow. Do you have a name?
It bows towards you. This
it
one
lips
is
sewn up?
it has no name. I am just an attendant. The honor is all mine.
Fascinating. Fascinating.
You guys
come
go
on.
through the ramp and
Yep.
head on. Excellent. You move off and head off down along this long bridge that floats up between the mountains, and you soon pass by the pylons and the floating ring, and you head off onto your next adventure with a new companion, the attendant. And we might leave it there. What do you reckon?
Oh, that's great.
Thank you, Joe.
Wonderful.
Wow.
Thank you guys for watching. And if you have any comments or any ideas you want me to put into it, or if you've got any ideas for Derek for the next leg of his Cthulhu adventure, stay tuned. It's if you haven't watched it yet, definitely go back and watch it. What's it called, Derek?
It's the frequency. So if you search for frequency on our channel, you should be able to see all of the different frequency adventures.
Highly recommend going back and watching it, and there'll be more episodes of that coming up. These Numenera adventures will be sort of one-shot, sort of little contained moments. So they might appear sporadically, but if Derek gets the inspiration for Cthulhu, we might go back into that next campaign. I know I'm itching to explore it. But thank you guys, and we'll see you in the next vid.
Yay.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.